Today on Down with Dee Dee, my mom will be having a conversation with Pepe and Patrick.
What was that, Pepe?
I said, anytime Bill Withers is playing, it's a lovely day.
I've got to tell you, you guys, I picked this song because I just got chills. Every time I hear it, I can hear it 1,000 times a day. I stop and go, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's going to be a lovely day because your mind tells your heart and then your heart makes it a physical thing, right? The triad. A thought becomes a feeling becomes a behavior. Welcome to the show, guys. Oh my
Hello.
God, I love and miss you.
I miss you. I see Patrick a lot, but I miss your smile.
Oh, my smile. Yeah, I'm working on that because my teeth are falling out of my head. It's a long story. We'll go there later. I'm like always in surgery when I'm not in front of the camera.
Oh, dental surgery. Oh God, I've
Dude.
had a couple of those. Oh,
Gum disease, dude.
I had gum graft. It's awful. Two of them.
Wait. Oh, where they pull the gums down?
Yeah, they graft it. They take it off the top of your mouth and then put it on your
Yeah.
gum.
Guess what? That's next.
Yeah. That's
right.
Just get a lot of yogurt. It's a lot of liquid food.
Okay,
early.
dude. Okay, Pepe. Look at Pepe's face. For those of you who are listening to this podcast, Pepe's face is mortified.
Have you ever had one?
No,
Yeah,
I've had one cavity and it turned into an abscess, and I was punching myself in the face. It hurt so bad.
But wait, it hurts so bad. A toothache.
I'm gonna make it hurt more.
My face swelled out. I had one cavity in my life. I went to the dentist. 2 days later, I'm like, gosh, my jaw hurts. A week later, it's less than a week. It's like this. I'm calling them, and he's on vacation in Brazil, so I had to wait like a week for him to come back. It was a nightmare. So it's crazy how that affects your whole life.
You do realize, Pepe, punching something that's already swelling actually.
Right.
I tried to burst it. I was trying to.
Okay. Now I got the gross face. Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. No, it was horrible.
Pepe, that's disgusting.
I know. I'm sorry.
And I was about to tell my horrid story how they had to open up all my gums, and open them up and then clean out all this gum disease and then like stitch them all back down. And for 3 weeks I was sucking yogurt and sucking
yeah.
Oh,
with no like, and you have smoothies, but you can't have any of the good fruit with seeds in it.
Yeah.
Your smoothies are like no seed fruit in the smoothie. What the hell's the point?
Exactly.
There's no raspberries, no strawberries, no nothing.
Oh, and I'm so like vain. I'm like, oh, good. I'm going to lose so much weight. No, I didn't. I was shakes, tons of everything, like chocolate sauce. I was just like pounding anything that I could get. It was so all high calorie. They're like, why don't you have a vegetable smoothie? I'm like,
no.
Okay, fuck that.
Is there such a thing?
Not when there's.
And Jello is horse hoofs. I'm not doing Jello. It's horse hoofs. It's too disgusting. No. Yeah.
Well,
so I did lose a lot of weight. Okay. Today on Down with
I can't believe Pepe tried to pop a mouth zip.
Well, can we talk about the last thing I wanted to do with my sore mouth was punch myself in the mouth. Pepe,
I know.
I had to put pillows against the wall, and I was sleeping with trying to fall asleep. I put pillows around me in case I fell because I couldn't lay down in the bed. It was so. I mean, it was. I was standing against the wall like a cartoon. Like Wile E. Coyote, like that.
So you must watch that scene from Castaway. It has a whole different meaning to you now. Remember when he pulled his own tooth out?
Oh yeah.
Jesus!
And that was my
Lord.
first cavity. I was 45 or 47, I think it was. Got my first cavity ever, and it blew up. Now since then it's been crowned.
That does kind of suck.
Did you get it taken care of?
Yeah, well, when he came back, yeah, but they had to do the whole root canal. Everything's like, you need a root canal. And I was like, yeah, I think I need something. Yeah.
Well, Pepe, did they tell you please not hit yourself in the face next time
No.
you have anything that swells up on your body?
If I could have got a hammer, I would have hit myself to knock the tooth out. It was horrible. Yeah.
Well, I kind of get it. It's like it hurts so. It's kind of like mosquito bite, which I have all over my legs right now. You itch them and you itch them, and I want to dig a hole out of my leg to get rid of the entire area because the violence in that itch drives me mad crazy. And then I'm walking around with blood going down my leg, and then my sons are like, "Mom," I'm like, "Don't I know. I don't want to go there." They're like, "Shouldn't you take care of it?" I'm like, "I know it's bleeding, but you don't understand. I'm about to take a knife and cut out this whole area of my leg." I kind of get it. It's probably like that.
Just
like,
remove it. Get it done.
Remove. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I love you guys. I miss you guys so much. And I'm not sure if we can talk about where we worked, but for those following me, Dee Dee Pfeiffer, why don't you guys introduce your names? You guys are actors. We were on a show together. That's all we'll say. But in the show notes, I think we can, I don't know. Anyways, I miss you guys, and I know everyone's following either know of your work or know where we worked last. We're in the middle of a strike right now, so we have to be really careful what we say.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Good,
Did I,
Patrick.
did I butcher that?
No, I mean, I'm Patrick Gallagher, and yeah, I worked on a show that we all worked on, and then another show that they didn't work on, and then a bunch of other shows with a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
Where I may or may not have played the same type of character all the time. You're under arrest.
Right. Okay, Pepe, you go. It might sound a little familiar.
I am Pepe. J. Anthony Peña is my professional name, but my friends call me Pepe. My family call me Pepe. So, yeah, I
call him Pepperino.
That's
well, and I do believe that there's a nickname also given to you on that show we can't mention, and it has to do with white little things that you make with salt and butter, and you get it in the theater.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
And you don't want to eat it after you've had gum disease.
And I was also an under-employee of Patrick's character, and in combination with said seed-type food from the movie theater.
Oh, yeah. And the name... oh, this is Pictionary. And the name of the show, the first word might be the opposite of small.
Large?
It could be a synonym for large. The second word could be...
I have one, firmament. It's a synonym. It's a synonym to firmament, so it could be large firmament.
I just heard that's a cinnamon for fermentation.
I have listen here. I had gum disease. I have a lisp still.
Cinnamon
fermentation?
Yeah, not the brown sugar one, the cinnamon.
Smart.
Oh my God, the people listening are like, what are they talking about? We are trying to tell you the name of the show we worked on without saying it and getting in trouble and kicked out of the union. So we're trying, it's two words.
Where's the sun?
Where's the sun? That's the second word to the name of this show that we were on that we can't mention. Right.
Yeah. I just tell people it sounds like wig pie.
And then I also did another
Wait, did you say wig?
Wig pie.
Wig like WIG on your head? Yeah. And pie like apple pie?
Deliciousness, yeah.
Oh, I like that one. We'd totally win.
And then I did another show written by the same guy that wrote Wig Pie, where I played another law enforcement, and that would be sort of like coffee and a fence. So I went from wig pie to coffee and a fence, or cinnamon firmament and coffee and a fence.
Cinnamon firmament.
There you go.
Wow. Okay, so we're making fun of the host of her own show who can't speak because she got gum disease.
No, I said I tried to say synonym. Is it synonym? Synonym.
I don't know.
Synonym.
Okay. I knew last night when I was going to bed, I thought, now how am I supposed to talk to these two guys and not mention the show without and get kicked out of the damn Yes, I said the F word twice. Here it goes. It's the third time. So what the get it? We're not the enemy, but I do understand it. So I laid there going, I'm just going to push record and let these guys go. I had no idea it was going to become like a charades, Pictionary kind of.
Speaking of that, we do hope the people do support us in our strike against those cheap bastards, the AMPTP.
That we can talk about. I got to say, one of the reasons why I had the idea of having you guys on together, I saw your Instagram and I saw you guys out there posing together with your strike posters, and I was so proud of you. And I thought, oh my God, this is solidarity, man. This is what I talk about on the show a lot, about how we're all connected and we do need each other, whether we like it or not. And there's a time in which all this competitive and all this me, I get to the top stuff needs to stop. We need to, right? We need to ignore the noise, keep your poise, and let's get back to the basics of what it means to be mankind, right? Yeah. And the two of you out there together just showed me that's what it's about, man, right?
Yeah, Patrick's my my get steps in buddy. and we
get our steps in.
We get our steps in, and it's usually
step in, buddy. Okay.
Yeah, we get our steps in. We both have our watches. Like we're gonna, get 5 miles around the studio, and it's usually once or twice a week. And amazingly enough, you mentioned that the solidarity is amazing.
Yeah,
a
lot of people.
We were at Universal, and I ran into my cousin, who's actually a union painter, and he was there signing in, and I was like, wow, because I think more about him because he has a wife and a family and all this stuff. And it's not just about the actors, it's not just about the writers. It is a lot in solidarity, but it's when there's 40 people that are cast, writers, producers, blah, blah, there's 200 others that make their living and do. And I always tell my cousin, hey, you work way harder than I do. I have to memorize some stuff. And, luckily I got past the stage, being afraid of talking in front of people or the fear of this and that. I guess that's the hardest part for a lot of people to imagine. But he's a laborer.
Yeah.
And he's pounding nails and painting and sweating and long days and thankless. And, it just made me proud. He's way more essential than me. And I was just proud to see him there and to see all the people. We're at Universal. There's 11,000 people. And it was amazing. It was very cool to know that it's way bigger than all of us. It's way bigger than the studios.
It is.
It's an art that's turned into a business, and now it's a lot. It's got basics are lost.
Yeah.
It's also not just our industry. It's the entire country. You know, this sense that workers aren't getting what they're needed, and the CEOs are getting everything. I mean, that Wells Fargo guy, they literally got charged and convicted of committing crimes, and he retired with $100 million bonus for breaking the law. And I'm like, there's something wrong with the country, and that's what we accept as normal.
And it's like boo-hoo, he got convicted. It's actually interesting because somebody from the crew on that show we're not going to mention, that sounds a lot like,
I believe that the bank got found convicted. He just resigned.
Oh, but he still went away with millions, and I'm sure he's crying.
$100 million bonus, for losing his job for overseas.
See, something's terribly wrong, right? When those of us who make you rich, are having troubles paying our bills. I mean, this is crazy, right? One of the crew member who may had something to do with the thing that shoots us,
Wig Pie,
made a great post and said, hey, listen, the actors and writers are used to having second and third jobs. They're used to being out of work. Who you're really hurting, like you just mentioned, are the essential workers, the crew, and the towns around all the studios and stuff who survive on us going out to lunch, to dinner, business meetings, delivery. I mean, it goes on and on. They're all hurting. So it's like, you're not really hurting. I mean, you are hurting actors and writers, but we're used to being unemployed. We're used to not making it to the next damn check, right? We're used to like getting maybe a little retirement fund to have to just take it, a year later because you can't get that next job, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you're right. I think I was very scared that the people around us who are not in the industry would think that a bunch of actors were just, a bunch of greedy, and writers were a bunch of greedy assholes who are just out there who want more and more and more. And when I think now that more actors are coming out and saying, listen, 5% of any actors at any point work, 1% are rich. Yeah. Period. 1%.
Yeah.
So
it's like the country.
Just like the country. It's
health insurance. How can we make that kind of money, which is not huge, but it's better than most people, and then not able to make money and then worry about healthcare the next year is ridiculous. How that doesn't carry over to me, I've never understood.
Well, and it's exactly. No, the whole healthcare thing. I have to do. Oh, I'm so sexy, gum disease, and now I'm getting a colonoscopy next week. And they called and said you're not covered. I said I just got off a show for 3 years. What do you mean I'm not covered? So of course I don't yell at anybody because I know that doesn't get you anywhere. I said, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm a little confused. Can you explain to me how it is? Then of course it was a mistake. I am covered, but not for long. Because if we continue staying out, we're all going to then not get covered because we have to make a quota. You can make $1 million one day in 1 year and not work for 5. And
and if we need a certain amount, like 27,000, what happens to all the money over that? I mean, growing up in Canada, I've never understood the healthcare down here. I don't understand why people are so attached to overpriced and no control and no freedom.
don't think that
I've
we
never
are.
understood it. I think we are. Most Americans think that
We're
have
not
been
used to it. We
brainwashed into
just don't have
thinking
a
that
choice.
yeah, but you've been brainwashed into thinking that the government run healthcare is bad, but it's not. It's not socialized medicine. It's one insurance company. And if you want control over your healthcare, if you have the government in control of what you get, you know how you control your healthcare? You vote. We can't call Kaiser Permanente or any of these companies and do anything because they all have exactly the same premiums. It's all sort of basically a collusion. We have no power of the pocketbook over healthcare down here, and it is crazy. But in Canada, if the provincial government decides they want to cut healthcare, you just say no. We're going to vote you out, and you. That's how you have control over healthcare. And people in this country die because they're poor, which is unconscionable.
That's true.
Oddly enough, that is one of I call it a social issue, and it is healthcare. And again, it's almost never just about me, because I've had family members and friends who work military and retired military who have horrible. It's deplorable how the elderly and children, everybody with healthcare, and I had a prescription that cost me about $140 a month, and I stopped taking it. I went to the doctor and I said, "Can I balance this out with diet and try to?" And I don't want to be dependent on anything ever. I don't like what it could do to my liver and everything else. I go on a trip to Italy with a group of friends, my first and only time to Europe, and someone told me, "Hey, see if they have that medicine in Italy." I found it in pharmacies. You're allowed to buy two, and it was $10 for the same price that I paid $140 here. And instead of 1 month, I got 3 months worth.
Well, this is why people go down over the border to Mexico to get their
or Canada. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why
Canada,
it makes sense. A lot of people I know go to Mexico to get their teeth done. They're like, "Hey, I might as well go and have a vacation. The same thing is going to cost me here. I can go there, have the work done, and stay at the Mayan Riviera." And they're right. It's horrible.
I think that I don't think anybody in America most people in America would not deny that there is certainly a big problem with our healthcare system, and it's not helping those who actually probably absolutely need it the most, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think bitching about it, and we have to be more active about how to change that, right? Patrick, you said vote. That's a big one. Voting but we forget that we actually do it. We say we don't have any control. Yes, we do. When we get together in numbers, we are very powerful. And I'm not talking about attacking property or being like a mob squad at all. I'm taking
just make your voices heard.
There you go, right? Yeah, make your voice heard and say, and it doesn't have to be angry and forceful and violent and destructive. It has to be, "I'm not okay with this period." And you have enough people saying, "I am not done." Actually, you want to mess a kid up when you're used to yelling at them and yelling at them and yelling at them, they just tune out, right?
Tune out.
But you want to really, if you really want to mess your kid up, like this, "I'll be right back."
Mm-hmm.
What, Mom? You heard me. I'm going to go take a mom time out. I'll be right back. I'm going to think about what you just said and walk away. I did that for some of my kids. Went, "Oh my God, what?" They were so fucking scared. I got their attention, right?
Yeah.
By my silence, my sincerity in the fact that I needed a minute to think before I spoke, and that I wanted to resonate what they said. Because we have a tendency, they keep us dizzy and busy is what I call it, right? They keep us, as Americans, we're dizzy and busy, and we're so involved with the noise that we forget to keep our poise. And what the hell, right? What are your morals? What are your ethics? What do you really care about? Forget about politics for a minute and the left and the right and all that fringe. Somewhere in the middle, I believe, somewhere in the middle, whether it sways left and right on any given topic, is kind of where the answer is. Especially when my boys, for instance, when I have one boy saying no and the other one saying yes, well, guess what? They both have to come to the middle at some point. They have to. Or they're going to stay on opposite sides of the fucking room all day long and never play together. Ever.
Yeah, and I think it's hard for people to realize, and I'm guilty of this too, that
me too.
None of us want to compromise, but compromise is how society works.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I'd like to have the world exactly the way I want it, that's not viable. And as much as I think it'd probably be great, probably wouldn't be great for everybody. And I think that it's a matter of compromise. I think that I think the biggest thing about healthcare too, is as a sort of an adjunct about it, is just having the difference between America and Canada. I remember going back up to Canada to shoot something. I was at a fancy hotel, and I used to be a hotel doorman, and I saw some guy in this like $150,000 McLaren hand his keys to the doorman, and I realized that those two people, the one with parking the $150,000 car and owning it, have exactly the same healthcare. And it's amazing how so much subconsciously that makes us all feel like we're all part of the same thing.
Right.
Whereas here, everything's a competition. That person is going to get some of mine. But when you've already got a little bit of a piece of the pie, you don't have that same kind of they're my enemy, or I've got to get
Right.
mine before them kind of a thing, you know?
You know, that's why I'm trying with the show. I have a lot of people on, including an actress named Catherine. She's blonde. She may or may not have been on a show that sounds
I think we're
like
I think we're allowed to say last names, aren't we?
Is it Wig Pie?
Well, she was blonde and kind of in every scene and on the posters. She and I talked about how we're all connected. She and I talked about the problem lives with our vibration and our energy and all of us connecting again. Now, I don't think that we're ever going to really connect in a political way. So we almost have to get rid of that for a minute and come together where we have a common denominator, because that's where we're going to start healing, is where are we all in common, not the differences, right?
Because humanity.
Yeah, humanity, right? Do you care about mankind's life? Do you care about animals? Do you care about cruelty? Do you care about Mother Earth, which happens to be my higher power? Because y'all know I'm sober, I'm all recovering out loud.
Yeah.
But like even just the environment, what we're doing. I mean, whales beaching themselves with a stomach full of plastic. No, come on, no. But literally, you know what it is? Where do you start? Which organization do you even choose to support when you have the whole world right now? It's all over the place. Horses, whales, humankind, healthcare. You know what I mean?
I think you start with the organization that is right here with yourself.
Yes.
I mean, I think it's a state of mind. I agree with you that I think the whole world is so fast, social media, everything.
Yeah, we got to slow down.
And, you know, and our jobs require immediate reactions. So I was thinking about this. I think actors are all about immediate reactions. It's sometimes you need to step back, slow down, and really think about what it is you want, you know, which is why I cycle so much. It's my sort of.
Well, I know. I noticed you cycle like crazy. Pepe and I had a chance to take a car ride together, and we were on the way to something. I don't know if we were later, somewhere in New Mexico, but a dog was running down the road. And I went, "Oh, Pepe, turn around," because this is what I do all the time. I save other people's dogs. I'm the woman who gets on the freeway, puts my car east and west to flush the dog to the side, ducks with a bunch of baby ducks down Ventura Boulevard. I was that woman. Y'all honked at me, but whatever. You know, I'm snakes. I will deer. Whales. No, I mean seals. I saved everything. Trying to save mankind and everything that lives on this earth is exhausting. But at any rate, one time I was driving with Pepe and he said, "Sure," immediately turned around. And I thought, wow, this said a lot about his soul. He didn't think twice that we were on the way to this dinner with all these big people, whatever. He was like, "Oh no, there's a dog. I see it. She sees it. We're going to turn around. We're going to help." Now, the owner pulled up right before we got to the dog and grabbed the dog. And we all waved, remember? And we were like, "Okay, the dog found its owner." And then we continued on. You mean people would have been like, "It'll find its owner," or "It's fine, it's New Mexico." Because in New Mexico, I had to have saved like 50 dogs. I'm not sure what's up with New Mexico. And every time I brought it to the door, they're like, "Oh yeah, Charlie gets out all the time." I'm like, "Charlie just walked by a coyote." And they're like, "Yeah, he's smart enough to keep his ass away from the coyote." Guys, no. Oh, okay, whatever. I'm from LA, you know. I'm like, so. But what I'm saying is that it goes to show you, like, you are doing what you can do to keep yourself from being caught up in the noise, keeping your poise. Pepe, clearly you're doing it because you're right on with, like, when something needs to be done in the moment. Forget about the important dinner with the big people. Let's go take care of this dog, because that, at the end of the day, is more important, right?
Right. It was a German Shepherd. I remember. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I was going to get out of the car, and I was like, I thought about it too. And I remember telling you that my sister is like you, and she does that. She has, at one time, she probably had 6 dogs in Hawaii on the Big Island, because there's a lot of strays.
Yeah, and, I know.
And she, same thing. So I was going to get out and go to the German Shepherd, where most people don't think, go to a German Shepherd. But I think I'm in tune with dogs anyway.
I've had 5 Rottweilers. I've had 5 Rottweiler rescues. Oh, I mean, rescued. I'm like, You just
Yeah.
have to know. First of all, you
Yeah.
have to go into it with an appreciation and a respect for the animal. You can't go in and teach them or treat them like Foo, the poodle
Right.
over here. Which, by the way, poodles can be very vicious and very violent. Actually, I find poodles be more violent than my Rottweilers. I'm not joking. I had a poodle
Oh no.
kick
Poodles
the
are tough
shit out of.
dogs.
Dude, I had one kick the shit out of my Rottweiler puppy. And that,
Yeah.
and I was like, dude, get your poodle off my dog. They're like, you have a Rottweiler. What are you talking about? I'm
Yeah.
like, well, she's sweet up until your poodle like started
Yeah.
attacking her. Like, I was like, what the hell? Hey guys, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
It's about to
Sure.
get real. It's about to get really fun. Do you guys believe
Even
in the
more fun.
even more fun, paranormal or the supernatural? Who believes? Yes or no, and why? Go, guys.
Go ahead, Patrick. Or I'll go.
I don't.
Okay.
I
I'll go.
go ahead,
ahead.
Pepe.
Okay.
Yeah, you go
So
ahead.
it's one to me. I've always been around, and I've always been around definitely believers. So I grew up in Northern California in Humboldt County, and there's we are the land of Bigfoot even. So I have friends of mine whose parents swore about seeing something in the sky. It happens a lot out there off the coast. I personally have never had the experiences, but I've always kind of contributed. My mother was very open about things, and she'd say, well, how's that? Don't you want to hope that there's something smarter than this planet out there? And
I love your
back,
mom. I love your mom because she's dead on right.
ancient petroglyphs from Egypt, or the Aborigines were Mayan from Honduras. The Mayans in Asia. Look at the petroglyphs. They have them before there was social media or the news,
Yeah.
or people naysayers, and they were oceans away from each other, having almost identical.
Yep.
Yes, I mean it's again. I think everything's about faith. So it's the belief, the evidence, or the evidence of things existing that you haven't seen. So it could be it as simple as a religion or humanity, or yes, this is, if you truly believe it, or you hope for it, or you want to, even if you haven't experienced it, could be. So I'm so in the middle. But I will tell you personally, as far as like ghosts and thing, when I was a child, I had a conversation with my grandmother. My mom walks in the room and says, who you're talking to? And I said, I'm talking to grandma. And my grandma wasn't there, but I was wide awake. And she had passed away. So I still remember it to this day. So the good thing about it was that my mom, all right, does it bother you? Because she believed it. She believed in almost anything is possible. She wanted to, because that's the only, your heart has to be open for your mind to be open. So you have to accept it or other people's ideals. And she said, did it scare you? And I go, no. She says, good. So yes. Also, we go to New Orleans with my family. My sister, my cousin are the first ones that want to go here. We want to find the ghosts.
That's me. I'm like, bring on those vampires in New Orleans. Come on, come bite me right here.
They're not gonna scare me.
They're not gonna scare me. Yeah.
And my only experience, whether I was my subconscious, or was awake, or happened, or I woke up in the middle of it, because when she asked me, I was wide awake, and I don't remember being asleep. It was peaceful and wonderful. So
everybody says that. Everybody who's had an encounter have said it was beautiful and peaceful.
Yeah.
And you know what I say? If people have had experiences, how dare anybody else judge that or take that away from them or explain it away and say, oh, well, that's like scientifically your brain doing something. You know something? Stop. Yeah. Stop explaining away people's experiences. People have a right to their experience, especially if it was a good one.
Yeah.
I think,
well, it creates who we are. Because I'm open-minded about that being a possibility.
Exciting. There's a bunch of stuff we don't know out there, and I'm like, bring it on, mofo. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sort of the same. I don't know, but I'm open to it. You know, I'm like you. I'm not a big believer. You can't disprove something. For example, I don't believe in God, but I can't say there isn't one. I don't really know. I'm the same. I mean, there are things out there we don't understand. I've had some weird experiences in my day.
Oh, do tell. I want to hear one. I love it.
I just remember being a little kid, and just remember I could hear the piano going tink, 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 like, and there was no cats. And I remember just feeling sort of something like massaging my head, and I would hear somebody just say my name. My whole family believes in it on my mother's side. I don't know. I mean, I sort of like to be more open-minded about it than to say that this is what I believe or that this is what's happening, because there's no way to prove it. But yeah, I mean, I think there is an energy in the world. The closest I get, it sounds silly, the closest I get to religion is the Force in Star Wars is about as close as is the best description of what I think it is. I think that there's some kind of, I mean, I'm fascinated with astronomy and cosmology and the size of the universe, but and I think a lot of our paranormal spirituality, religion is just the universe that we don't understand. And if that's how we're going to try to explain it and make it make sense, I get it. It does fascinate me that it's the same UFO stories and the same kind of symbols of the pyramids throughout history that are all aligned. All that stuff is fascinating. It doesn't mean that I believe one way or the other, but I'm open to it as well.
I love that you guys are open to it because it's so funny. I almost everyone I've had on so far absolutely is a believer, but then those who are skeptical like you and said, I don't know, have said, well, but I'm open to it. Like if something happened to me, I would be like, oh, whoa. Like I wouldn't be like, they wouldn't be so quick to explain it away because we're in a new generation right now. We're in a part of a new movement that's welcoming and open to all of this mystery that is now, dude, they are digging stuff up left and right when it comes to like civilizations that are like 4,000 million years ago with the technology they had. How in the hell did they do that? I mean, that rewrites our history as mankind. That's exciting. And there might be something else going on in there and I'm open to it.
And that stuff I like. And it's funny you use the term explain away. I guess the reason I don't really like to say I believe in something is, to me, in a sense, that's explaining it away before we continue asking what it is. That's sort of my only issue with saying that I believe in supernatural or ghosts or God. Is that to me is explaining it away. Whereas I'm more interested in like, why the hell did that just happen? What the hell is this? What does this mean?
I think
which is my only issue.
Sorry, when he said energy, that's exactly what I hope most people that have a language would say, because as human beings, we're kind of arrogant to naysay anything else, but whether it's an animal's energy or a tree's energy or a person's energy, it's all in the same combination of surrounding energy. So there should be a possibility of anything much bigger or smarter or greater than mankind, which, I mean, everything
is under that sky that is really, really, really large.
Because we're all connected. We're all energy. We're all frequency. And this is what's so amazing when you think of it like that. For me, it calms me. And some people get very scared at that. And I understand that. But I get very excited, and it gives me hope in mankind again, so that we can fix some of the stuff that's going on is if we start to pull together and start to really check and be mindful of our frequency and our energy. Like I do this on my Instagram all the time with my random thoughts. Guys, check your thoughts. Check your thoughts, because that's going to dictate your feelings, and your feelings are going to then dictate your behavior, right?
Yeah, and your behavior is going to output.
It's like a loop.
Heal you and other people.
Absolutely. For instance, I tell people the other day, I heard someone say, go outside, take your shoes off and put your feet on the ground, not the hardwood floor, not the carpet, but go outside, find dirt or grass,
right?
And stand there and close your eyes for a couple minutes and breathe. Oh my God. This guy took a meter and he put shoes on, and he held it, and it had a frequency, right? An energy. And then when he took his shoes off with his flat feet on the dirt, he took the reading again, and it was different. It matched the frequency of the earth. So we are connected to Mother Earth. How could we not be, right?
Yeah.
So like that, you guys look that study up, or that experiment they did. I was like, yes, that makes so much sense to me. Again, just even the bare essence of taking our shoes off,
it's being grounded. Yeah.
They're literally grounded.
Literally being grounded.
Literally grounded.
Yeah.
And people go, that I don't have time for that. I go, do you really not have time to go take your damn shoes off and go find a piece of grass or dirt and just stand there for a second and close your eyes and breathe and see what happens?
That makes a lot of sense to me, because I ride probably 75 to 100 miles a week on my bike, and I never have headphones in. And people ask why. And part of what I like is hearing the wind.
Yeah.
And just feeling the wind. And so even if people can't take their shoes off, maybe on your walk, take your AirPods out for 5 minutes, and just listen to the wind or listen to the trees. And that's what I like so much about it, because I've never, ever had these in riding. I like to hear the
Yeah.
wind. It's part of the calming for me.
You know,
Yeah.
Patrick, that's actually, I'm gonna add to that because in rehab we were asked to walk around the block. Now we look like crazy people up in Sunset Boulevard. We're all like we're all like in rehab for heroin, meth, fentanyl, alcoholism, food, you name it. We were all in there together, right? So we're we're not the sharpest looking bunch, and we're walking around the block with this guy who's like the spiritual part of this treatment plan, and he says we walk around the block, and on each side of the block you use a different sense, like you only use
Really?
your hearing.
Yep.
Yep,
Oh,
just
that's
listen
great.
and walk and listen, and then try not to judge what you hear. If you hear like honk honk ah, you know, it's LA, right? Instead just go, okay, someone's honking. Okay, try to only listen with no judgment about what you're hearing. Next
Yeah.
block, use your sight, look and see, and just be mindful of what you're looking at, but again, don't judge it. Oh, someone didn't pick up their dog. What's going on in the city? I mean, see how you can spiral immediately into negative thoughts, right? So you
Yeah.
stop and say, and then check yourself and say, oh, interesting how I immediately was, I'm asked to use my one sense, and I found a way to go to the negative thoughts, right? Same thing. And then the next block, you use your tactical, your fingers, you touch everything as you're walking the walls. Oh, I don't want to touch that wall. It looks like there's spit on there. Homeless people are around. You know what I mean? It's like, hold on. Wow, look at that thought. So you start to look at your thoughts, right? Because you can control your thoughts, but by using your senses, right, you get to
Yeah.
control your thoughts, and then that your emotions follow, and then your behavior follows. You've
Yeah.
got to talk about taking a walk around an LA block using your senses. It's different than just walking around the block. Let me, and because
Totally.
it right, and that's what you're saying. I do the same thing when I walk my dogs. I never have anything in my ears. I want to hear and see and smell, and okay, some smells maybe I could do without. Okay, some
Yeah.
smells are pretty nasty, but I have to say, okay, that's a really nasty smell. My dog just took a big nasty. Try to be mindful of it, Dee Dee. Don't judge your dog for just pick
Yeah.
it up and
Yeah.
find a trash can real fast.
I'm sure
But-
most dogs are like, that person smells. So
Yeah, and my dog is so proud. It's like, did you see that? I'm like, yeah, honey, my face is, I'm picking it up. Of course I saw it. It's a Rottweiler. It's not like some little poodle poo-poo.
Yeah.
I mean, I need a shovel to pick her shit up. Okay, who wants to go first? What animal would you be reincarnated as, and why?
You know, I've thought about this. Can I pick two?
Yes,
Could-
you
could
sit
I-
down
could I
with
be
Dee
a-
Dee. You
could
can
I-
do whatever you
could-
want, baby.
Could I be a dolphin bird?
A what?
that's a great
I want to
one.
be a dolphin bird.
That's a great one.
A
You made
dolphin bird?
Yeah, I love the dolphin thing because it's a group and it's a family, but I love the bird because it's the freedom and the
Oh,
soaring. So I'm going to be a dolphin bird.
That's great, because mine would be
I
like a
love
humpback
that.
whale bear, and it's for the
Used to be
same
what?
reasons. A humpback whale bear. And
There.
it's the same reasons, because the dolphin is like the whale. It's the difference with the humpback whale is that there's no natural predator.
And
But
they're more solitary.
They're in
but yeah.
pods.
You're right. I'll be an
They're
orca.
very
then.
social. They
Yeah.
sing, they play, they dance, and whenever they dance, when you see either a humpback whale or a dolphin, there's usually a baby one behind them,
Yeah.
and so
And they're in groups.
they're always in the pod. They're
And-
very social. They're very social.
And they're also ironically, marine mammals and birds are two of the smartest animals in the world.
Yes.
Birds are incredibly smart. People think that they're not, but birds, especially crows,
Oh,
are
dude,
really
I have
smart.
quite a few crows. I've named them all. I got Carl, Carrie, Junior, and they know me. I know them, and yeah, we have like a connection relationship. I give them scraps, and they love me, and they poop on my
Yeah, it's
driveway,
funny.
and I don't mind.
So I'm an orca bird or a dolphin.
Okay, so you're an orca bird. So that is fantastic. Now, Pepe, you said a whale bear.
Well, I go whale bear, but actually,
I love
would
these
be-
hybrids. I love
Call it
these
a hump.
hybrids.
Call it a hump bear. A hump bear.
a humpback bear whale.
Humpback whale, a bear.
But the thing with the bear is almost the exact same thing, but it's on land. They are a little more isolated, but they have their small group.
Yeah.
But again, no natural predator. I know they only really go for meat before hibernation, but otherwise they're foraging. They're foragers,
Yeah.
and they exist and they last by themselves. They're harmless, really, to any other creature. But I have a spirit animal. I actually have the tattoo here. and it's a
look,
bear. It's a bear and the wolf.
there's my spirit animal,
There's
my big
yours.
bad lion.
Nice.
So
So-
You'd be
I'm
lion?
surprised you
Nice.
didn't show us your spirit animal on your arm. You have them inked on your arm?
I have both arms done. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I've never seen you naked, so I wouldn't know that. But that's, maybe when
Yeah,
you do that, Playgirl. Do they even have Playgirl? Anyways, if they have it, you should do
I
it.
keep it covered up. Here's part of it. My niece did it in Hawaii. She's a tattoo artist in Hawaii. Let's see if I can. But it's.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Let me
that's
see.
nice.
Hold on.
For those who are listening, you can't see. Pepe
Yeah.
is not stripping yet. He is showing us his tattoo. Oh God, that's gorgeous. On
That's
his
a bear.
upper
It
arm.
has the redwood trees from Humboldt.
Oh, look.
Oh, that's very cool.
Oh, he's
The
got the
wolf
wolf
is in the middle.
in the bear.
in the belly. So and it has green eyes. She put green eyes in it. But that
Wow.
is
Oh, wow.
the wolf and the bear is always, to me, has been a protector.
Mhm.
So I actually use it a lot when we were acting years ago at ACT in San Francisco, and it was animal study. And to me, most was the difference of the bear and the wolf, where the bear is protective, but it really stays. It's just there until it has to protect, and then it's the last creature in the world you want to
Yeah.
tangle with.
I agree.
To where a wolf is in a pack, and the difference of a bear like this, smelling, bad eyesight, which is kind of like the character that I used it for my character on Wig Pie, was
Wig pie.
a lot of this. Following said, I might know the blonde girl you were talking about earlier, but following behind her, kind of like, what? Oh, like what's going on compared to the other characters that I play that are normally bad guys, and it's the head down,
Yeah.
and a wolf stalking its prey, but it also has its necessity. So they're two extreme animals. They are both my spirit animal. Again, I've had this. My company is Bear and Wolf Productions, but I've also grew up in Northern California. We had both, right? Kind of off Indian reservation that was there. So we're into our environment in our community. So when you say that the animals, that's all of them. The spirit of all of them combined, but I think the dolphin bird might be my new one.
I like that. Well, because I wanted to be a biologist when I was a kid. And the reason I want to be a bird is because the sky is so big, I want to fly in it. See what I did there?
And the ocean.
But I also realized too that my favorite animals are dolphins, chimpanzees, wolves, elephants. I realized that they're animals that live in packs and in a family. But it's always been, I wanted to be a marine biologist. So it's that mystery of the ocean. So that's what an orca or a dolphin could do with a family. And then the mystery of the sky and everything else. So I'm going to be a dolphin bird. What sounds better, dolphin bird or orca bird?
You guys, I fucking love you guys. You guys, can we make a pact that we will always be a pact like dolphins, like orca bird?
Absolutely.
Like
but I want to know.
Whale, huh?
The lion, is that yours? I want to hear your answer. Besides, and if it's not the lion, what?
That's my spirit animal. He kept coming to me. I'm actually a Capricorn. I'm not a Leo. I don't know why a goat didn't keep coming to me, but
I thought Capricorn. It's Capricorn a crab. No, that's Cancer.
Yeah, I'm actually a goat. But this male lion kept coming to me when I was trying to meditate in rehab, and I had monkey mind. Like I still have monkey mind, but it was really, they were like trying to get me to meditate, was trying to get, try to get a bear not shit in the woods. Okay, do you see how I went there? Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I know we do have to wrap this up because now my jokes are getting really ugly. But anyways, he came to me many times when I had major troubles focusing, and I kept afterwards would say to the group of people, this male lion just keeps flooding and is right in, like it's a dark space, and then he just would rush and just be in my mind, and then big eyes, and he would just sit there and like look at me, and I'd be like, oh, hello, like where'd you come from? What's this about? Why'd that pop in my mind? And my friend said, oh, that's your spirit animal, because he's come to me a lot. And so this was years ago, 5 years ago. So when I decided to stop ignoring that, this guy, I think somehow is connected to me. I don't know how, but I love and appreciate that he helps me center myself when I need to calm myself. so I can just find peace and again ignore that noise, keep my poise so that I can become more enlightened, and ground my feet because I'm no good to anybody if I'm dizzy and busy, right?
Yeah.
So that's what
Mhm.
this guy's about. So he had to be featured in my podcast because
I
he is
like it.
really a huge part of me, and I'm still discovering why too. So that's kind of fun. I just kind of put him back there because he's beautiful
I
too.
like it. What,
Isn't
did
he
you have a
beautiful?
name?
Guys, so listen, we got to say goodbye, but listen, this is part 1. I'm having you guys back. Can I have you guys back?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I'll have a dolphin bird T-shirt by then.
Oh my God. I
I'll make a
love
dolphin
that.
bird
I love
or an orca bird. I'm going to be an orca bird.
Well, and I will have my last tattoo done as well. I'm going to tease you guys, the first ones to hear about. I'm getting my last tattoo. I'm inked as well, but you guys can't see those because, well, except for the one on my back. The other ones you can't see unless, well, we're intimate. Anyways, the next one I'm going to get is actually going to be right here on my arm.
Oh,
So
nice.
next, yeah.
I should get one. I've never had one, but I keep thinking I should get
Oh,
a
do it.
tattoo.
You want to go together? You can come with me and see it done.
Can they do? Because I want mine to be that first shot of Earth from space, that first half shot. That's what I want. The first ever shot of the Earth from space. That's what I want.
Oh,
Where they just saw
that's-
that.
The one out
where
the
they saw
window?
or the Earth rise. Yeah, or the
that's
Earth from space.
beautiful. Yeah, you need like a very specific artist for that kind of tattoo. But because I need one specific to get mine too. So I'll text you and we'll go do it
But
together.
does it
And
hurt?
well, or
Hurt's
you
good.
could do your orca bird.
Yeah.
Actually, an orca bird is hysterical.
Orca birds don't like pain.
No, I don't think they want to be inked either. All right, guys,
No.
I love you. Thank you for coming on my
Absolutely.
show.
Love
It
you
was
back.
fun.
Yes.
Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you out on the strike
On the
line.
line.
Text me, and I'll meet you, and we'll do more selfies. Okay, let's go support.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Wherever
let's
the
go get
easiest
'em.
parking
I go where
is.
Patrick.
The ones out west have easier
Yeah,
parking.
right.
So,
All
okay,
right,
see
guys.
you
Let's
later.
let's get this strike moving
Absolutely.
on. Love
I
you,
need to
mean
make a
it.
movie about dolphin birds now. There's an animation film.
Make sure I
Yeah, there
star
you
in
go.
it.
We're all in jobs.
And
We should do an animation with our spirit animals. That's what our animation should be. I'll be a dolphin bird.
would
You're a
be great.
humpback
Let's do it.
whale. You're the lion. Humpback whale bear.
we can do an animation that's a cartoon.
Yeah,
It's not that won't get us
absolutely.
kicked out of
Let's
SAG. All right, guys. I
Okay.
love you. Have a
too.
beautiful day.
See you later. Bye.
Thank you.
For more information on today's guest, check out the show notes below or visit our website at www.downwithdede.com.